Dear friends, welcome to Thalir. It means bud. It is budding force to a new life. And we are Capuchins working for the renewal of the society and the church. Dear friends, welcome to Thalir for the International Skills Development Program for Teachers, October 19 to 21, 3 to 4:30 p.m. Indian time. This is offered by Thalir Capuchin Online Ministries by visit the Virtual Institute for Spirituality, Integrity and Transformation. In these 3 days, we shall have special sessions by Dr. Arul Kamaraj and Dr. Maran. We have the following topics covered. 1. Life skills and well-being of teachers. 2. Beyond classroom performance. And the 3rd, teachers' perspective of IQ and EQ and mentoring of the teachers, both personal and professional. Dear friends, we also invite you to participate in other international training programs ahead as per your convenience. 1. Midlife transition, physical, psychosocial and spiritual well-being. 2. Capacity building to the secretaries, advanced level. And the 3, social work directors on project management and fundraising. We also have special sessions and training on effective financial management of provinces and financial administration of schools and colleges, and family enrichment programs for teachers and basic psychological skills for teachers. We welcome each of you to make use the best of use of these programs by Thalir.
Okay. Here comes Dr. Arul Kamaraj. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. I'm very happy to be part of International Life Skills Wellbeing for Teachers. I request the admin to just mute all the participants.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Before to start my sessions, I request all the participants kindly type your answer in the chat box. The question number 1: did you contact your students during the lockdown period? Did you contact your students during the lockdown period? Okay, many number of responses from participants. Yes, yes, yes. Via SMS, phone call, WhatsApp, message. Good, good, good. Yes, 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 yes. Good number of participants. They are responding. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me move into next question. Thank you. If your answer is yes for question number 1, what was the purpose? I have given 4 options: academic requirement, to understand the situations and the safety of my student, any other reason specify, or not applicable. If your answer for no was the first question, you need not answer it, it's not applicable. Yes, thank you, many responses. A, B, yes, A, B. Good. Thank you. So many responses from participants. Yes, A, B. Okay, good. Thank you. Last question. During your conversations, did you ask the situation of his or her family during the lockdown period? Yes, no, not applicable. So many yes. Very good. Yes. 1 or 2 no. Yes. Many yes. Okay, yes. Good. Yes. Okay, thank you, thank you. I request the admin to just close the chat box, disable the chat window
Okay.
for few minutes. Later we can just open it. I request all the participants to have a notepad and a pen. We have a lot of exercise to do during the sessions. Have a notepad and a pen because you are going to do a lot of exercise. The heart of teaching, getting the most out of life, is not about how much you keep for yourself, but how much you pour into others. This is what we are doing in our teaching. You have answered 3 questions during the lockdown period. Many of you have contacted your students and you have asked the situation of your students. That shows your commitment in teaching. This is what we are giving to our students. What we are doing in teaching, as we are helping a caterpillar to grow as a butterfly. This is what we are doing in the student formations. We are molding our students. We are forming our students. We are transforming our students to make us a beautiful butterfly. So the real transformation happens in our educational institutions. This is the purpose of teaching. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Yeah, through education only, we can make a lot of changes in our country. The art of teaching is the art of assisting a discovery. We are helping our students to discover something. We are showing the way to our students where they need to go or where they need to achieve. This is what we are doing in our teaching. But most of us, we are so comfortable in our comfort zone. If you think about our comfort zone, that we feel safe and secure and we can have our own control. But there are 3 important zones in our personal and professional life. If we cross our comfort zone, we will move into a fear zone. Yes, in the fear zone, we may have a lack of self-confidence, excuse, and sometimes it may be because of affected by opinions. But moving to the next zone is learning zones. The last zone is a growth zone. Between the growth zone and the fear zone, as a teacher, we are learning many things in our teaching life. We are acquiring many skills in our teaching professions. If we cross these 2 zones, so we will move into the growth zone as we may be a successful teacher. There are a number of factors affecting a teacher's life. It's not only teacher's life, individual life also. The first factor is money. The second factor is health. Third factor is stress. And fourth factor is a personal relationship. When we talk about money, yes, money can certainly make a life more comfortable. Without money, we cannot do anything in the world. When we want to live a comfortable life, so money is very much necessary. Sometimes it gives more enjoyment, but at the same time, sometimes because of this money, will give a lot of burden also. If also think there are more people with miserable life still live happy. But one thing we must remember that don't be slave to money. This factor mostly affecting our good life. Second important factor is health. The health factors always give enough attention to health and mind. We are doing a lot of regular exercise, yoga, meditations. We are having good nutrition food. But all this will be affected because of bad habits like smoking or drinking. We have to keep our mind open and free. At the same time, we have to make our mind free from stress. The third important factor is stress. So this is very common in the global world now. Everywhere in the world, the stress is a kind of pressures due to personal life as well as a professional life. To have a work-life balance, we can manage our stress. But majority of us cannot do or cannot balance our personal life and professional life. Because of this imbalance, we are facing a lot of stress in our life. And we are in the digital world. Yes, the modern technologies are making a lot of stress, especially among the adolescents and the teenagers. These electronic gadgets creates a lot of stress into their personal life. The last factor is a personal relationship. Yes, the self-centered life is not a satisfying experience. If you work more, you can add value to the life of others. That may give a lot of reward to our life. Even a small gestures, smile, helping with others, greetings, that will give a real relationship with others. In the today's world, the interpersonal relationship is more significant to have a better life and better work life. When we talk about the life skills, the concept of life skills become popular these days. In the year 1993, World Health Organization initiated this life skills educations. In the year 1997, UNICEF also adopted these life skills educations. This is nothing but a psychosocial competence in an individual's ability to maintain a state of well-being and to demonstrate this through adaptive and positive behavior while interacting with others and with our culture or the environment. Yes, the life skills are the abilities to adaptive or positive behavior that make the individuals work effectively, and we can make a lot of challenges, we can face a lot of challenges in our life. These life skills always facilitate a physical, mental and emotional well-being of any individuals. Sometimes positive behaviors of a person that is always forward looking, that even in different situations, these life skills will give us a positive sign in our life. And because of these life skills, we can easily associate with a meaningful life, and also we can easily manage our life, better quality of life. The life skills, yes, always accomplish our ambitions and live to our potentials. The World Health Organization has clearly specified 10 life skills. Number one, self-awareness. Number two, empathy. Number three, creative thinking. Number four, critical thinking. Number five, decision making. Number six, problem solving. Number seven, effective communications. Number eight, interpersonal relationship skill. Number nine, coping with the stress. Number 10, coping with emotions. These are the world level majority of the people, they are following these 10 life skills. Apart from WHO 10 life skills, we have number of life skills. But even UNICEF also identify these life skills, and most of our CBSE schools also, they have introduced this life skill education to the students. Let us discuss one by one. The self-awareness. This is nothing but identifying individuals, identifying ourselves. We have to understand ourselves. This means a recognition of a self and our character. This may self-awareness is a developing and recognizing when we are stressed and pressures. It is often a preconditions to effective communications, and this interpersonal relationship as well as this is not a self-judgment. It is looking and seeing and discovering who we are really. That we call it as a self-awareness. There are a number of things under self-awareness. One is self-confidence, self-reflections, self-esteem, self-discipline, our strength, our weakness, self-expressions, and self-acceptance. I request all the participants to have a piece of paper. Kindly write 3 important strengths in your professional life, in your teaching life. You can just list out what are your strengths. Sometimes your communications may be your strength. Helping others may be your strength. Friendly approach with the students may be your strength. Or meeting with everyone, accountable in your work may be your strength. So kindly list out any 3 strengths. Next, list out your weaknesses. Maybe your health issue may be your weakness, your language may be your weakness, or your personal problem may be your weakness, your family maybe sometimes may be your weakness, your partner may be your weakness. So kindly list out the weaknesses. Third one is opportunities. What are the opportunities available in our personal life? Just 1 minute. Opportunity. For example, good education institutions may be your opportunities. Your colleagues always helping, your boss, your principal, or your own family members are always motivating you. That may be your opportunities. Next one is, what are the threats in front of us, or what are the challenges we have? So kindly list out what are the challenges. Maybe technology, the online classes, or some other personal or professional problem may be your challenges. See, if you analyze your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your strength, you may aware about yourself. This what we call it as a SWOT analysis or SWOT analysis. Most of the corporate companies, they are doing this SWOT analysis to all the employees. This SWOT analysis may help the individual to understand their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Just a minute. Next important skill is empathy. As you know very well, the empathy is seeing with eyes of another. Empathy is always listening with ears of another. It is a feeling with the heart of another. In short form, empathy is nothing but a psychological hug to others. We know very well. So understanding others is a difficult task. We have to put ourselves into others' shoes so that we can understand the feelings, emotions, the situation of others. There are a number of factors involved in our empathy. The first one is the ability to understand what life is. This may help us to understand other person's situations that may be familiar to us. Next one is to help to accept others, whatever personality he or she may be. We have to accept each and everyone. That also shows the empathy. Improve the social interactions. These social interactions will develop our interpersonal relationship and also to make our situation a feasible one to share our personal information as well as a personal problem. The last one is to encourage adoption of a nurturing attitude towards the people. To understand the attitude of others, to provide care, assistance to others. Everything will be a psychological base, so we can easily understand and help the persons. The third important life skill is creativity. You may ask the question to you, why the teacher should have a creativity? Yes, the teacher should have a creative skills. We can use our creative thinking skills in our academic life. Even when you are explaining a particular concept, you can use your creativity to give a lot of examples to explain the concept very simply to your students. There are a number of components in creativity. Maybe a fluency, maybe generating new ideas, that may be a part of creativity. A flexibility, maybe shifting a perspective easily. Somebody will see the things in different perspective and we will be seeing in a different perspective. And whatever we are thinking and whatever we are creating, that should be a original one. Now, the conceiving ideas should be a new one, should be a new innovative one. Finally, you need to elaborate your ideas into actions. When you generate ideas, if you make it an action, you can reach your creativity. If you are not making it ideas into actions, it will be like just thoughts only, may not be useful. Kindly see the image. This is the best example of a creativity. The teacher have made arrangement on her online classes with available resources with her creativity. During these pandemic situations, we are conducting online classes, but most of us will not have facilities or resources to conduct online classes. But if you have creativity, how simply a teacher can teach online classes to the students. This shows a compassion, commitments, as well as the creativity of the teacher. We must have more passion towards our professions. There are a number of benefits in using creativity in teaching. We can easily balance and order. Yes, we are in the competitive world. If we are not using our creativity, we cannot survive in the field. So we have to use our creativity in innovations in our teaching. Next one is giving a sense of control over the external world. Yes, the whole world is in the race. If you are not adopting innovative methods in your teaching, you may be outdated from the field. You have to use in a different way. A famous author in India, Shiv Khera, says, winners don't do different things, they do things differently. Yes, creative persons will always do things innovatively and differently. If you have creativity thinking skills, you can easily solve all the conflicts and you may not have a fear. When you are taking a decisions or when you want to solve the problems means you must have a creative skills. Then only you can adopt options to solve your problem. It is the ability to analyze the informations and experience that what we call it as a critical thinking. There are a little difference between creative thinking and critical thinking. The critical thinking, people will think the solution only. But creative thinking, you may think the ideas only. But in critical thinking, if you solve a problem and think a new way, that through evaluations and solutions, you can easily identify the proper solution to solve the problem. There are a number of factors. One is reasoning, a problem solving, and evaluating. So three components will join together to make the person to think critically. When you are thinking critically, you have to find out the solution for the problem. You can do 4 steps in critical thinking. The first one is a plan. You have to make a proper plan of your problem. Then do. You can find out the opportunities and you can check. Then you can act. So PDCA, the plan, do, check, act. This critical thinking will be used in the corporates and even in our teaching also. When we are thinking in critical way, we have to use this PDCA in our life. So this picture clearly shows how we can think in critical way. So this shows if you think in a critical way, you can easily find out a solution to solve the problem. The next important skill is decision making. Sometimes a smaller decision that change your life forever. The good decisions come from experience always, but experience comes from making bad decisions. But one thing we must know that don't make a permanent decision for your temporary emotions. So most of in our life, we are taking a sudden decisions for a temporary emotions. As a teacher, we have to take our decisions very, very properly. At the same time, we have to assess all the pros and cons of our problem. Then you have to identify a suitable solution to your problem. There are a number of solutions, but in each and every solutions, you have to identify the resources, the informations, the pros and cons of the problem. If you analyze your resources, information, pros and cons, then you can choose whether your solution is right or not. Because all your solutions will help to move towards to accomplish your goals. So the proper decisions is often to accomplish your goals. You have to take decisions systematically and properly for solving any problem. The next important life skill is decision making, problem solving. The problem solving is nothing but to help us to deal constructive with the problems in our lives. Significant problems that are left unresolved can cause mental stress and give rise to accompanying physical strain. I'm going to small exercise to you. I request everyone, please take a piece of paper. If you have, I'll just give you a chance. Take a piece of paper. Fold it. Fold it. Again fold it. Okay. So tear off the piece of paper into 4 pieces. You can have 4 pieces. You have 4 pieces in your hand. Take one piece of paper. Take one piece of paper. Okay. Tear it in the left corner, left side, and tear it in the right side also. So you have the piece of paper. Okay. Just tear it in the left corner and tear it in the right corner. You have to use only 2 hands. You have to use only 2 hands. Okay. You should not use scissors. And you have to make one attempt to tear this paper with 3 pieces. I repeat, you have just one piece of paper. You have to tear it both the sides. Okay. And you have to make one attempt to tear the paper into 3 pieces. You have to use only hands, no scissors. If you just tear it, for example, many of you are doing like this, you will have only one piece and another hand 2 pieces. So this is what people are doing. But take another piece of paper. I'm just telling you, you can try another paper. So the same likewise. If you make one attempt, you have to make it as 3 pieces. But when you find out the solutions, first attempt you fail, you couldn't make it 3 pieces with one attempt. You are using only 2 hands. Second attempt also you are trying that, you couldn't make it. So even just tear it, you have only 2 pieces. Another hand, you have another 2 pieces. You couldn't make it 3 pieces. But third attempt, just trying that. Why I couldn't make it as 3 pieces? What we are doing, just find out what are the other opportunities. Is there any possibility to solve this problem? So this is a problem. How we are going to? So you have to use all your life skills. So far we have discussed creativity, critical, everything. You can use it. But the condition is you have to use only 2 hands. But you can do it anyway. So I am doing this. So 3 pieces. Just one tear, 3 pieces. So this is how we are adopting new option to solve the problem. So when you are solving any problem, find out the opportunities. Find out the alternatives available in your problem. Then you can do things. Coming to the functions of problem. Father, is the PPT visible, Father? Father?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
visible.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Visible. You can ask the teachers also to open their, when they give the exercise, they can also show on the camera.
Sure. Okay.
Next time.
Okay, Father. Okay. Okay. Next, problem solving. We have different process in our problem solving. The first one is you have to identify and define the problems. Second one is you have to analyze the problem. Third, you have to identify the possible solutions in your problem. The fourth step is you have to select and plan the solutions. Next one is implement the solutions. You have different opportunities, you have different alternatives. Find out the new one and implement the suitable one in your problem. Then finally, you have to evaluate the solutions. The evaluation is in terms of you need to just check it whether I have implemented the right solution for my problem. That is the process of a problem solving. This pictures clearly shows how we can do our problem solving. Focus on the solutions, not the problem. Even I had given you the exercise. When you are taking this piece of paper, how just focus on the solution only. If you think about the problem, you cannot easily find out a suitable solution to your problem. Next important life skill is communications. This is not new to our teaching professions, as our teaching profession is based on our communications only. So good communication skills are the key to success. If we have a proper communications with our students, with our fellow employees, we can make use of our communication for our success life. As we know very well, when we are communicating, we are sending a message through a channel or through a medium. We have to check whether our communication has reached or not to the receiver. So during this communication process, as we know very well, the encoding and decoding process are happening. But when we will check whether my communication is reached or not, usually when you are taking class to your students, when you are talking or when you are lecturing, you must know that whether you are reaching all the students in your classroom. Usually teachers will ask the questions whether am I audible to all the students. If the last bench student respond yes ma'am, yes sir, means you can make sure yes your communication has reached, your lecture has reached your students. There are a number of features, characteristic features in the communications. One is how we are sending the message and what is the reliability of our message and what is the consideration of our receiver, recipient, and what about our sender's courtesy, what about the message, whether it is clear message or not, and when we are sending the message, whether it is a correct message or not. At the same time, it should be a complete message, because when you are communicating, it should be a complete message to your receiver. So effective communication, yes, very much essential for our teaching professions. When you are giving some communications or information to your student, it should be correct, it should be clear, and it should be complete to make a smooth and successful communications. The next life skills is interpersonal life skills. This is very, very important for our teaching professions. Life is a 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond it. The interpersonal relationship is significant. There are a number of components in interpersonal relationship. One is the verbal, that means what we say and how we say. Second one is the non-verbal, that also what we communicate without words. For example, our body language will explain what we want to communicate. Third important component of interpersonal skills is listening. How we interpret both verbal and non-verbal, sent by others. If you can understand, if you can listen properly, you can understand the verbal and non-verbal communication of others. Even when you are teaching in a classroom, the non-verbal communication of your students can be easily understood by the teachers if you have the listening power. Another important component of interpersonal relationship is negotiations. This is working with others to find mutually agreeable outcomes. This is the agreement, a professional agreement with the students and the teachers. We can mutually sit and we can mutually agree for the outcome of our work. Another important element of the interpersonal relationship is a problem solving. This is working with others to identifying, defining, and solving the problem. Because when we want to strengthen your interpersonal relationship, you must solve the problem immediately. Then only you can have a cordial relationship with your colleague as well as your students. Then decision making is also one of the important elements of our interpersonal relationship. This is exploring and analyzing the options to make a sound of our decisions. If you take a proper decisions, you can have a good relationship with others. This interpersonal relationship and intrapersonal relationship, sometimes superior subordinate relationship also based on your decision making. Next one is assertiveness. The assertiveness is nothing but communicate our values, ideas, beliefs, opinions, needs, and wants. This assertiveness is also important component of your interpersonal skills. The next important point is coping with stress. Yes, we are in the global world, we are in the digital world. The stress is a very popular word nowadays. It is a kind of pressures. If we cannot balance our personal and professional life, definitely we will have kind of pressures. But there are a difference between a stress. One is a positive stress, another one is a negative stress. The positive stress is nothing but eustress. The negative stress is a distress. If a sportsman is in the track, is going to run in the track, at the time he may have a positive. A student is going to write the examination, at the time he will have a stress, that we call it as a positive stress. Positive stress is not harmful to anybody. That may be temporary, that may help to achieve the target. That will not physically or mentally harmful to anybody. But the distress is a negative stress that always creates a lot of problems. Number of problems you may face because of your stress. Headache. Usually we know if you have a headache in two sides, that may be normal headache. If you have headache in one side, that we call it as a migraine. But if you have a severe headache in the back head, means that is because of stress. Because of stress, we'll have muscle pain. We'll have a stomach problem, especially acidity problem, gastric issues, sweating, breathlessness, dry mouth. Sometimes people will go for smoking or drinking for stress. They may addict to bad habits. If they have stress, means their eating order will be changed. They change their eating habits and they will be rushing around here and there. There are a number of techniques or coping mechanism for stress. One thing is meditations or yoga that may help us to make ourselves very calm. Visualize calm. You can just go and sit, observe the nature. That you can visualize calm. Say cheese, always encourage maybe a self motivation to everyone. You can just have a warm up, a small exercise. Have a plan. So proper planning will help you to come out from your stress, because most of the times you may be stressful situation because of your improper planning. As I have mentioned, yoga and meditations may help. Humor, laughter therapies, some music therapies, art therapies. So these are some of the therapies very much helpful to solve your stress problem. Finally, you can have a listen to music, a mild music. The last one is coping with emotions. Yes, emotions we know very well, always related to our feelings, and our emotions creates a lot of problems. When we are organizing our emotions with others, we can easily aware of how it influences of our behavior, because most of our behavior based on our emotions. If we respond our emotions properly, we can solve all the problems. Sometimes if couldn't control our emotions, that creates a lot of, so emotional coping with emotion is also important.
Sir, your voice.
Further, the last point is life skills. How can we use life skills in classrooms? There are four ways as a teacher we can exhibit our life skills, or we can use our life skill, and we can teach our life skills to our students. The first one is interactive. The interactive, you can conduct a group discussion or peer teachings or discussions, games, sometimes debates, excursions, visits, a role play, a drama, meeting, recreations. These are the way you can help to have interactive life skills in your classroom. Second one is creative activities. As a teacher, we can make the students to act in a play or street theater, and we can ask the students to prepare the collage or drawing the picture or sing a poem or simulation games, minds, diagrams. These are the way we can use our creative activities in our classroom. At the same time, we can help the students to develop the creative life skills in the classroom itself. Third one is learning to appreciate activities. This always life skills may help the students to appreciate them. Maybe review or reports, sometimes sensory experiences, for example, testing and listening. We can conduct a self-assessment also. Peer assessment, we can ask the students to analyze, to give the feedback of others, or value clarifications. We can just make a one-to-one interview with the students, and we can do a lot of experiment with the students and maintaining diaries, personal diaries. So these are the way we can understand and we can appreciate our students. The last one is decision making activities. This may be more related to the decisions how we can take. For example, if there is any discussion, group discussion, we can ask our students to make any decisions. This may help the students to find out the solution for the problem. Sometimes we can conduct a small research or situation analysis, a trial and error method of learning, question answer, quiz program, or something may help the students to make decisions in the classroom. So this will help to decision making activities. Coming to the psychological well-being, yes, we the teachers, or if we maintain all these life skills, definitely we can ensure the well-being of the teachers. we will be confident, and we can easily help our students to solve the problem of our students also, and we can take a proper decisions for any problems, and both the personal as well as the professional problem. And mainly our psychosocial well-being will be developed if we strengthen our life skills. If you concentrate all the 10 life skills, you can develop your psychosocial well-being, and you can solve your psychosocial problems also. So there are several dimensions of well-being. One is social well-being. Yes, it is related to society. Second one is a physical well-being. Third one is a cultural well-being. Fourth one is environmental well-being. Fifth one is occupational well-being. Sixth one is financial well-being. The last one is mental well-being. So all this well-being, whether it is a social, physical, cultural, environment, everything, this may be possible if we have at least the 10 life skills. You can easily connect, you can easily active, you can easily confident, you can easily learn, you can take note of everything what's happening in your life. Life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Yes, life is to create yourself. You are responsible to create your life. Just 1 minute. Yes, as a teacher, after learning all these life skills, we are going to take a pledge for ourselves. The pledge with great pride and satisfaction. I call myself a teacher. I pledge my dedications and passions to my professions. Warmth, sympathy, and understanding will always guide my actions in class. I pledge to make full use of my skills and talents in order to offer the best guidance to learners. I will exercise patience and tolerance in my classroom. I will foster a supportive environment for all my learners. I will remember that I do not teach a lesson plan, but human beings. My aim will be to teach the whole child in order to help that child to develop in mind and spirit. I aim to always act in accordance with my calling as a teacher and to find joy in teaching those who seek my help. So this is the pledge today we are going to take. Even if we have all the skills, how we are going to utilize all the skills for the transformation of our student is most significant. Yes, the way you teach, the knowledge you share, the care you take, the love you shower makes you the world's best teacher. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Professor Kamaraj. This is a fantastic presentation of the life skills. The teachers actually make lot of sacrifices. They have to forget their homes, they have to forget their families in order to enter the classroom. It is not an easy one. And the teachers really sweat themselves, and they are the gurus, they are the masters. And you have prepared wonderfully the holistic way of looking at the teacher's life. and you have given us life skills and also took care of the well-being of the teachers. Thank you so much. And we also thank you for that was the last, what you said, the pledge of a teacher. Dear friends, dear teachers, we will be sending this PowerPoint to all of you in your emails, in your WhatsApp. We'll be also sending this into a video clip to your this one, Total Excellence. That is the channel in which you can always see this motivational videos, and we'll be giving. And thank you very much, Dr. Arul Kamaraj, for this wonderful presentation. And at the end, especially, you made it taking a pledge. You take a pledge, and you made it like a determination. You made it like a prayer. Thank you so much. Now
Thank you, Father. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Now I leave the floor open to the teachers to raise your points. You can write your chat box or raise your hand in the chat box. I hope you know everything. Mr. Jesu will guide us into these interventions. Mr. Jesu?
Yes, Father. Yes, Father. Yeah, people who want to ask questions, you can raise your hand or you can type your questions in the chat box.
You can also ask for additional clarifications because he has been always in the teaching profession. He knows the challenges and sufferings of the teachers and how to struggle with the today's youth. I think two participants have raised the hand. So,
Yeah. Sister Cecily Susairaj, you can unmute and talk, sister. Sister Cecily Susairaj. Yeah.
Sorry, by mistake. It was a very good presentation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sister Pavitra John. Sister Pavitra John, you can unmute and talk, sister.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sister.
This is Valrine Catherine Benny from Segdat Central CBSE School, Vilupuram.
Yes, sir.
It's a very nice presentation, very innovative and very creative. Thank you so much. Do we get a certificate for this?
Sister, the organizer will respond to you.
yes. Yeah, we will take care of it, teacher.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Do we get a certificate for this?
We'll work on it. We didn't think of it, but some are asking, but we'll work it. We'll make it a certificate for all the
Sir.
emails.
So it will be valuable for us, so we can keep it in our things for us.
Sure.
Yeah,
you,
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was really very creative and the pledge was really good.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Carl bro, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I just want to ask you, in this pandemic, we are just trying to explain to the students many things and lot of, not in the teaching, but sometimes we get stress and sometimes the students also get stress. How can we invoke them that they get interested in this situation and follow our instruction and teaching, sir?
Okay. So this is a very good question. Since we are in the pandemic situation, yes, it is very challenging to the teachers to conduct online classes. At the same time, there is some echo.
Jesu, I think somewhere else echoing.
Yeah.
Is there any this one? Anywhere mic is mobile is on? Okay, it's all right. You can continue.
Okay. So during this pandemic situation, the conducting online classes are biggest stress to not only the students but also the teachers. As a teacher, we know very well, more than our physical class, we are spending more hours to prepare notes, conducting online classes, everything and related activities. One thing we need to be very clear is we have to learn new things. Before March 24th, in India, we did not think about conducting online classes. But after March 24th, up to October, we are very much familiar with online classes. We have learned new technologies. We have learned new way to conduct online classes. Majority of our teachers have developed their communications during this pandemic situations. So one thing I would like to say, if positive persons will always find opportunities in problems, but negative person always find problems in the opportunities. As we teachers, we have to find opportunities from the problem. So definitely we can cope up with the stress if you are adopt the technologies, if you are very much familiar with the technologies, and there may not be much stressful situation to you. At the same time, so personal level, yes, during this COVID outbreak time, there are a number of family related problems have arisen because of various issues, and we have to cope up with that. This is unavoidable. During any disaster time, individual will be affected in personal life, family life, and social life. But we have to identify a suitable solution to come out from this problem. Because in the whole world, the lock manufacturing companies always produce keys also. For every problem, there is a key. For every lock, there is a key. As an individual, you have to analyze your problem and you have to identify which key is most suitable for your lock to open. If you handle any situations with courage, you can come out all your problems. This is what I would like to give you.
Thank you. The Jesu, there is a question from
Yeah,
Saroj.
another question. Yeah, yes. Saroj Tete.
Saroj,
Saroj.
you may unmute your mic and talk. Just 10 minutes more to go. We'll be stopping exact sharp at 4:30 so that the teachers are all busy with their family life, so many things. Or we'll,
Yeah.
Yes.
Vijay Yadav, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Unmute yourself, Vijay. Yes.
Good afternoon, Father. Good
Yes.
afternoon, Father. Myself is audible.
Yeah, a
Good
little more.
afternoon, Father.
You're audible.
Sir, myself is audible.
Yes.
Yes. Sir, one thing I want to ask. Sir, from month of April, we teachers are taking online class. Sir, one thing I get upset. Why? Because when I start the class, the maximum number of students join the class. But sir, when time passes, the girls leave the class, and I try to give my 100% to explain them concept. Still they leave the class. Then I become upset. Now, sir, just tell me how I have to cope up with this stress.
Okay. This is not only problem of you, Professor. It is a problem of everyone, for including me also. So one thing we are missing in the online class is a face-to-face contact of our students. If we have face-to-face contact in our physical classroom, we can ask, we can just know each and every person's personality as well as behavior in the classroom. But we are teaching to the electronic gadgets, whether it is a mobile phone or laptop. It is the biggest challenge to everyone. But at the same times, the present generations are more smart than the teachers. When we are using online platform like Google Meet or Zoom or any other platform, students may just enter into the class, and in the offline just they will just go for any other social media. There are number of software is available to incorporate with your online platform. For example, there is a software is available to enable with your online platform to identify whether your student is during the class, during the online class, if the students is going for any social media, means we can easily identify. The software will give a clear report of this, which students went for the social media, that is Facebook or Twitter or Instagram during the class hours. And moreover, it is difficult to make our students to enable the video also, because they should have smartphone, they should have internet facilities also. But it is a challenging to the rural students or remote area students. We have to understand their problem also. But apart from all these challenges, if we can handle all the classes, that is the success of the teachers. One thing I accept from your point, yes, face-to-face interaction is missing. Because of that, we will be upset, the teacher will be upset because we are teaching to the electronic gadgets. But don't worry about that. You just do your duties, and you can use a lot of creativity in your teaching. During the class hours, you can ask the students, any one of the students, to respond to your questions. You can just call the name of the students and ask him to respond, so that you can make him he is present in your classroom. At the same time, during the class hours, you can give small exercise. You can show the picture, ask them to give their opinion in the chat box, so that you can easily know whether students are online. And a number of softwares available, number of websites are available, and in the website you can give small quiz, and that quiz can be very easily and make the students to be active in the online classes. So these are the some innovative way the teacher has to adopt innovative way to make the class best one and interesting one. So if your class is best and interesting one, students will automatically attend all the classes. So you have to identify innovation way. In the beginning itself, I have asked you to respond 2-3 questions. Likewise, even in the beginning or during the class hours, you can ask the students to respond few questions and ask them to write in the chat box, so that you can ensure students are responding and students are online. So you not worry about the online class. Yes, we have challenges, but we have to come out from the challenges.
Thank you, sir.
Sir. Thank you very much. And sir, really, these things I will follow in future and during
Thank you.
online class. Okay.
Yes,
sir.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I think there is 5 minutes more and
Yeah.
six people are
Yeah.
asking questions.
Bhavam Bansari, you can ask your question.
Can cluster them all together, Professor.
Good evening to everyone. Good evening, Father. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Sir, my question is, I found that many of the students, those who are interactive in the regular classes, means the classes where we have a face-to-face interaction, many students are interactive. But in online classes, I found those students, they are not interactive, they don't able to speak. So when I interact to them personally, when I called him and I asked him why you are not able to interact to me, so he said that I'm afraid of speaking on a public platform. So as a teacher, what can I do to make him comfortable and to make him out of that fear?
Okay.
Personally, he can talk to me, but I want that he should speak on public platform if he require. I want to take out that fear from him, that how he can speak on a public platform. So how can I help him, sir? Please help me for.
Okay. This is not only the problem in your schools. This is a problem even in the college itself also. Sometimes we have students from first generation learner, students from rural background, students from tribal background. Okay, all the students will not be same in language and communications. The teacher has to encourage the students to speak even in a broken English also. Okay, first thing is you have to give confidence to the students. Okay, you have to encourage the students. If the students are really afraid of speaking in the public forum, you can just talk to the student personally. When you are talking, you can just interact with only in English so that he can develop. And you identify the students. If possible, you can just talk to the students personally, not in the forum. And don't discourage any students in the public forum. Even the student is talking anything, even lot of mistakes, the broken English. So need not discourage in the public forum. And we have to give that confidence to all our students. Then only they will be able to communicate. Okay, slowly they will just. The first level, you can just do things. Ask him to speak one sentence. Okay, just show you a small picture and ask the particular students, what is your opinion? Just give one sentence about that. So to say one sentence is very easy for them. Need not get a fear. So likewise, you ask the students to ask more questions. If the students ask more questions, he will not have any fear to talk in English. So better you encourage students. So if you have 10 students means in your classroom, a small classroom, or 20 students mean, you just invite all the students to ask one question after the class. Every student, whether you can write it in the chat box or you can just unmute your mic to ask. So if you ensure all the 20 students to ask questions, mean if they ask continuously questions, definitely they will not have any fear to talk in the public forum. So encourage them to ask more questions in the classroom. So that way you can build confidence to your students.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the suggestion.
Can you join 2-3 questions together and they can wind up?
Yes, father. Yes, father. We can
All the
help.
questions. I think there's Anita, Namita.
I'll note down and they can just respond to every question.
Yes.
Good evening, Father. This is Mrs. Anita Rai from St. Joseph's Convent, Kalimpong. So I would like to ask you one more question. During this pandemic, sir, like the students, not only students, even we are confined in our homes more than usual. So during this pandemic, especially the students, this mental health has taken a back seat. So as a teacher, if I notice something alarming in a student, so without hurting the emotions of the parents, how can I convey this message to the parents? Because in our society, if we talk about mental health, talking about mental health is still a taboo. So, Father, my question is, without hurting the sentiments of the parents, how can I convey this message to the parents? Thank you, Father.
Wonderful. Wonderful question. Any other persons? Anita?
No, Father. Thank you.
Anybody else? Father Jesu?
Father?
Mary
Yes.
Jane.
Father, this is Sister Mary James from the same school. Hello?
Yes, sister. Go ahead.
So this question is a little different from the question that was asked by Miss Anita. During this pandemic time, like the teachers are undergoing a lot of stressful time along with their household works and the other issues of their lives. So as per, according to you, what do you think the most professional skill that a teacher need to possess during this pandemic time in order to be very effective in their professional life as a teacher?
Any other questions?
Thank you, Father.
So you can conclude with your remarks. I think, dear teachers, Father Professor Kamara will be coming once again day after tomorrow also. I can keep the questions also, but we will be answering now. Yes.
Any other question, Father? Otherwise, I will answer these two questions.
Can answer.
Yeah. The first question, Ms. Anita. Yes, during this pandemic situation, our students are facing more mental health problems. There are a number of mental health problems. Okay, even if it is a small problem like stress or frustrations or depressions, means you cannot simply identify this is serious mental health illness. As a teacher, we cannot identify. For example, if there is a learning disability or a problem in teaching or learning, if a problem in learning means we can just identify, need not conclude that he has some serious mental health problem. If he has continuously some problem, is not coping with his learning means we can just talk to the students first. And if it is necessary, we can just refer to any psychologist or psychiatrist first. And if we have a counselor, school counselor, we can just ask the students to meet the school counselor first before meeting a psychologist or psychiatrist. The school counselor or school social worker can talk to the particular students and identify what problem really. Then later, if there is a serious health problem, means yes, we have to inform the parents because it is our duty to inform the parents. Without informing the parents, a teacher cannot make any decisions or further actions towards to solve the mental health problem of the students. We have to explain the parents very politely. If it is curable means we can just tell them parents this is a problem. If it is a learning problem or any disinterest in studies or anxiety or anger, something means we can politely tell the parents to understand the problem of the children. It is our duty to inform the parents. Otherwise, in future, if there will be some serious problem in the schools, mean at the time the parents may blame the teachers. So we need to be little careful when we are dealing with some serious mental health issues of our students. So politely we can just tell them and we can explain them what is the real problem of that. And if necessary, we can just substantiate some evidences of the issues of mental health. Second question, yes, during this pandemic situation, we have more household activities and teachers, what professions should possess? The whole 10 life skills, if it is possible, you must have all these 10 life skills. All the 10 life skills are very much essential for your personal as well as professional life. Even any skills, even self-awareness or empathy, creative thinking, critical thinking, anything, you take it. You can utilize all these skills in your day-to-day life. So I cannot just differentiate any one particular skills because if you have all these 10 life skills, you can face any challenges in your life. So this is the answer I would like to give for the second question.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Dr. Arul Kamaraj. It's a wonderful session and a lot of insights you have given through the 10 skills. Dear friends, dear teachers, I would like to highlight some of the things. 2-3 times the psychological health need came in the repetition. I would like to stress to you that every teacher is also a counselor. Every teacher also puts the seeds of positive thinking, positive growth in the children. Therefore, it is the teacher whom they look upon after the age of 6, at the age of 6th onwards, they are completely connected to the teachers. So it is possible for us to contribute. So what we think is from one common thing I would like to tell you that our center is primarily a motivational center. This is called a Virtual Institute for Motivation, and therefore we'll be focusing also on little counseling basic skills for all the teachers. So all of you who are coming here, you'll be getting some kind of basic counseling in the later part. After this, we'll be proposing to you some of the skills that will be very helpful to guide the children today because the children are not under control of the parents anymore. Then secondly, how you yourself can cope up with the family stress, family difficulties, family problems, family children, family elders. So all these things also we need. Also teens, that today's teens, how to deal with. These are the things we are also planning. So as I want to conclude, tomorrow we'll be having another excellent day, and Dr. Maran will be giving us that is the continuation of the beyond classrooms. What is to be done beyond classrooms? So it will be very helpful also tomorrow, and day after tomorrow again. This both doctors, both the professors will be continuously giving us. I'm very sorry that in the beginning we could not really start sharp at 4:45 today because of this YouTube connections. Tomorrow at 2:45, not 4:45, 2:45, exactly 15 minutes before we'll be starting, we'll be initiating. All of you are welcome to join. There'll be some songs, some kind of innovative thinking will be there. Sharp at 3 o'clock, we'll be starting the session, and 4 o'clock to 4:30, we'll end up with some kind of interactions and other things. If you've got some more questions, please keep it in your list. Tomorrow you can use it. Tomorrow you can bring back with your questions tomorrow, day after tomorrow. I thank you, all of you, for a wonderful thing. Especially in the beginning, I was really stunned the way you were responding to Professor. He also had a very good psychology of bringing you inside. Very fast. It was, I think, faster than the cricket commentary. It was a beautiful thing to see here. And I'm happy to see that the 500 of you are inside, almost till the 75% of your time. And there's the YouTube video live. There is more than 500, 506 or 10, I think, maybe more also. So more than 1,010 people participate in this session. Tomorrow we'll meet all of you. Thank you. When you go back in your home, have a